viewers, this is me Chaitra
And me, Prateek Rande.
reporting from Live Tips where
your money is our advice.
So Prateek, how's the Indian market performing today?
Right, on the Indian front, the volatility prevailed in the first half of the session, where Sensex gained nearly 275 points and lost 175 points in the first half of the trade. The Sensex was up by 146.61 points or 0.76% at 19,354.94, and the Nifty was up by 35.80 points or 0.62% at 5,795.80. About 1,023 shares advanced, 2,062 shares declined, and 306 shares remained unchanged. Right, moving on, gain in the large cap space, Wipro, Jaiprakash Associates, Tata Motors, Sterlite Industries, DLF, Kotak Mahindra Bank and Reliance Cap were up by 2 to 4.5%. So those were the companies which showed positive trend today. And when it comes to the negative trend, we saw ACC, Hindalco, SBI, Tata Power, Tata Steel, Ambuja Cements were down by 1 to 2%. That's about the Indian front. What don't you tell us about the European front?
On the European front, the wholesale price index rose an annual 8.5% in August 2010, lower than 9.8% rise in July 2010. The figures are the first using a new series of data with a different base year of 2004 to 2005, new components and weightings. Under the old series, inflation was at 9.5% in August 2010, lower than a 9.97% rise in July 2010. European shares fell after German investor confidence fell more than expected. The key benchmark indices in UK and Germany were down by a 0.15% and 0.23%. France's CAC 40 was flat. The investors awaiting data from the US for further evidence on the health of the economy.
Right, Chaitra, thank you there, and we'll be back with the commodity sector right after this commercial.
Welcome back, viewers. To have a brief look on the commodity market, we have with us Navneet. Welcome, Navneet.
Thank you.
So, Navneet, how are the commodities performing today?
Yeah. First, we'll have a look at the major economic data analysis that came in during the trading sessions, especially to the Asian and European trading session. In Asian trading session, there was no major data analysis which came in, so it was a very flat market and the volumes were also pretty low. But coming to the European market, we had German ZEW current conditions that is coming in. That actually increased by 59.9 as against the 48 that was expected. But in case of German ZEW index, which is the economic sentiment index, which is more important than the previous one, it declined to minus 4.3 as against the 10 expected. So that was slightly negative for currencies like euro, and that also impacted the commodities market very much. And some correction was witnessed in base metals and crude oil. The Eurozone industrial production dipped to 7.1 as against the 8 expected. That was also negative for base metals and crude oil. In case of the evening trading session, that is during the US trading session, we have US retail sales ex autos numbers, which is expected to come in at 12:30 GMT. So that is a very crucial data to watch out for. It is expected to come in at 0.3% versus previous value of 0.4%. So we are expecting a 0.1% decline in the data. US retail sales is also expected to come in at 12:30 GMT, and that is expected to come in at 0.3% versus a 0.2%. So we are witnessing some marginal rise in the numbers, and that is expected in the market right now. US business inventories is expected at 14 hours at GMT, that is expected at 0.5% versus a previous value of 0.3%. So that is also very key data to watch out for.
Okay, Navneet, what are the key levels of resistance and support when it comes to commodities?
Yeah, first we'll have a look at the gold supports and resistance levels. Gold has a very good support at $1242.6, and that is a very key support level to watch out for. And the resistance for the commodity is at $1251.33. Currently, it's trading above the resistance level. So we can expect a target of $1255.5 and $1260 on the upper side. And $1238.1 is a very good support for a long-term basis. And people who want to take long position for a longer period of time, then they can wait for these dips for further buying opportunity. In case of silver, the 19.89 is a very good support, and the resistance for the commodity is at $20.34 on the upside. And on breach of this level with higher volumes, $2.53 and $2.79 will be on the cards. In case of crude, 76.44 is a very good support for the commodity. So any dips, maybe we'll be witnessing some buying coming in, and the 77.99 levels will be tested on the upper side. And 78.79 is a very good resistance level to watch out for on a medium term. In case of natural gas, 3.836 is a very good support level for the commodity, and on the downside, 3.743 and 3.676 is a very good support levels. We are seeing some buying coming in ahead of the US trading session, and we can expect the commodity test at $3.996 on the upside. and 4.063 is a very good resistance level to watch out for in case of a breach of the 3.996 level. Copper has got a very good support at $341.9 and 336.6 is a very good support for a medium to long term basis. So basically, if we get a tip to $341.9, we can expect some buying to come in, and the commodity may test the $350.3 and $353.5 on the upside.
Right, thank you for that information, Navneet. Stay tuned, viewers. We have more coming up on the derivative sector.
Welcome back, viewers. Joining us on the studio now is Mohan, a derivative expert. Mohan, welcome to LiveTech.
Thank you.
Right, Mohan, give us an overview of the F&O segment.
Yeah, net FI buy was and stock future was 595 crores and index future was 25 crores was an yesterday. And Nifty put call ratio increased from 1.48 to 1.60 points, and implied volatility at the money options increased from 11.50 to 14%. So, and as in today, Nifty open interest was 10.55, with the mini Nifty open interest was 6.7. And you can see there's some options strategy options movements in this. Like yesterday, we see some massive build up in visible on 5,700 and 5,800 put options, and on call front build up was visible on 5,800 and 5,900 call options, and unwinding in most of the in the money options calls. These possibles were blend of both the buying and selling in the options strategy. So that's how.
Right. Based on the market, tell us about the stocks which move with good open interest.
Yeah, stocks which have moved good open interest, like NHPC was open interest was 15.16 with an increase in price of 4.63, and Dish TV was 13.38, an increased price of 4.43. IOC was open interest was 23.53 and increase in a price of 5.43, and DLF it was 9.57 and 2.13 was an increase in a price, and CESC 34.63 with an increase in a price of 3.68. And other stocks which have good open interest are like Asian Paints, Titan, Cummins India, Petronet, and ONGC, and BPCL, and Hindustan Petro, and Kotak Bank.
Right, Mohan, also talk us through about the stocks which showed negative decrease in prices.
Yeah, negative, like HDL open interest was 26.91 with a decrease in a price of 5.4%, and Apollo Tyre open interest was 9.83 with a decrease in a price of 2%, and IP Real Estate open interest was 8.85 and with a decrease in a price of 3.61, and GSPL, as we said, open interest was 10.35 with a decrease in a price of 2.71, and other stocks with a good open interest with a decrease in a price are like Deems Labs, Syntax, ACC. So these are the stocks which you give negative price movement with a good open interest build up.
Right, thank you, Mohan.
Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll be back with more info on the other side of this commercial.
Welcome back, viewers. To know more about the equity market, we have with us Shine. Welcome to LiveTech, Shine. So, how was the day for the market today?
Today we have seen Nifty made a resistance of 5,840 level. So next is support coming at 5,780 level. If it is breaking this level, we can expect some profit booking till 5,670 and 5,550 level.
Right, Shine. Which sectors, according to you, will show a positive trend in the coming days?
Okay, we can watch out for the oil sector and auto sector, because oil sector internationally crude prices are coming down. So this is very good news for the oil marketing companies. So we can watch out HPCL, BPCL, ONGC, and IOC. Then next is auto sector. Last week we discussed about this. This is a festival season, so auto sectors will go up. So already in buy continuation pattern. So we can hold for our target.
But is it advisable to buy right now?
Right now we can't advise this for buy. If anybody is holding, we can hold for our target.
Thank you, Shine. Stay tuned, viewers. We have more coming up after this break.
Welcome back, viewers. Let us have a look at the currency sector. On the global front, the yen rose to a 15-year high versus the dollar based on the speculation that Prime Minister Nato Kan will beat rival Ishiro Osawa in the vote today. Also, the Asian stocks fluctuated after 3 days of gains. Moving on, Japan's currency climbed to 83.36 per dollar as of 12:19 p.m. today in Tokyo from 83.71 in New York yesterday, after seeing earlier rising to 83.25, the strongest level since May 1995. China's yuan forward surged to the strongest level since 1993 on the speculation that the government will allow faster appreciation to head off US trade sanctions as its economy improves. The central bank fixed the reference rate at 6.7378 per dollar, the highest level since the peg against the dollar was scrapped in July 2005, before the US House Ways and the Means Committee discusses China's currency policy tomorrow and September 16. Premier Wang Jiabo said yesterday at a World Economic Forum meeting in Taiwan that the economy is in good shape. Right, thank you for watching, viewers. We'll be back with more information tomorrow on the morning session.